Hello, Division 4. Today's math, 141, 142. It deals with everyone's favorite, facts of 10, and the other one is 11. And as we move towards more challenging problems with multiplication with double digits and maybe even triple digits, we start at a comfortable level of using our 10s, and that's what today is. So it says use the chart, the 100 chart to count by 10s, circle each stop. So obviously you're just going to start there and move your way down, and then just asking, what's the deal? What are yes, why are you choosing this column? And just in a couple of words, say what we're doing, because like I said, all this is a lot of you know your times tables now, reading from fresh grade and things, but it's math is not only just the how, but it's the why. Why does this work, and as you get into higher math, that is the more important part of it. Knowing 2 plus 2 is 4, we know that, but why is that? And the condition that you have 2 units plus 2 other units will give you 4 units. What does that mean? And so that's where we're moving to. So sometimes you might look at the work and go, oh, I can go through this quite quickly. However, though, it's more important to know the why and using the language, the math language, even if it's in your head. For example, counting by tens, the way they've demonstrated is you're getting 3 groups of 10, right? I know some of you just look at you just add a 0, and you have 6, and times 1 you add the 0, and that's fine. But at the same time, in your head, you should be knowing that it's 10 groups of 6, or more comfortably known as 6 groups of 10, which of course of that, and you can carry on with that. And of course, you can talk about the patterns again, and that's what the main thing here is. It's what is the pattern? And of course, you can keep on going up to the patterns of as you go up to 10 times 10. Here, of course, is using this as a division. 10 times what is 30, and you can carry on through that. And like I said, once you do more and more, it gets more and more comfortable. And then when we get to the higher numbers, you'll have a very good foundation. And of course, the last part is just straight division. And how many times does 10 go into 50? And you got your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? And then you can go ahead. And it's actually important, getting a good habit now, that number needs to go over the 0. And we'll talk more about that as we get into higher division. But it's very important that 5 goes over the 0, not over the 5, because what that does, then you're saying 10 groups go into 5, and it doesn't. 10 groups go into 50 5 times, and that's why it must go over the 0. And if you get into that habit now, when we get to higher numbers, like I said, it'll really pay off. And the next is 11s, which is almost as easy, up until 9, and then they kind of throws you a curveball, right? As maybe you have done that before, and you can see how you're just counting. Whoops, there we go. And then, of course, going to this part, you can see the pattern here. That's basically anything multiplied by 10, you're adding a 0. So there's your 11 with the 0. And this is one that a lot of people struggle with. And then, of course, 12 times 11. And many of you said you're very comfortable with your 12s, and that's great. And so same thing here. You're just, and you want to get in the habit for multi-number multiplication. You're going 6 times 1 gives you 6. 6 times that 1 gives you 6. And you're doing that pattern of up and then cross. Okay, starting at this level, like I said, some of you are very comfortable already at this, but those people who are still just getting your feet wet, that's a good pattern to get into. Okay, and then carrying on down here, now you're asking yourself 11 times what gives me 66, and you already know you can use this as a reference up here, and then of course it's 6 there, and then as you move down, and I'm using the division. Once again, this is about getting in good habits. So 11 can go into 99, and of course you can count it out or use the chart. And of course, it can go 9 times. And once again, it must go over the second 9. Okay, the second number, because if you put it over the first, that's saying 11 goes into 9 times, which it does not. Right, 11 goes into 99, and it'll make more sense as we move forward. And the last part here is just using very similar to up here, but 11 divided by 11. So how many times does 11 fit into 11? And of course, we know that goes in. All right, until next time.